Over the course in time, we've been reporting right here on Pinax TV about how businessman Alfred Agbesi Woyome and also the government of Ghana are locked in a very deep showdown in a very fierce battle. Now, this battle all has to do with a certain amount of money, which is over almost 40 million Ghana cedis, that the government of Ghana are saying that Alfred Agbesi Woyome actually owns to them, and it's in the constitutional and also the rights order that he pays the money he is owing to Ghana, so we can use it for other important things. Now, you've seen Alfred Agbesi Woyome and also the government of Ghana storming courts, having various court sessions in and out every day, and sometimes those of us who sit at the back and watch what actually is going on ask ourselves a simple question: when is this going to end? When will all of this come to an end? Well, the good news and the bad news at the same time actually is that this have actually come to an end per what Pinax TV are actually gathering today, and the outcome is not good for some people, but it's actually good for some people. Let's explain. Let's take our subscribers back in time, somewhere in 2008, where Ghana actually hosted the African Cup of Nations. Now, according to investigations that was carried out, they said a certain company by the name Waterville Holding Limited, and actually the state has some business dealings, and then some money were paid to this particular Waterville Holdings Limited, which is owned by Alfred Agbesi Woyome. But then after careful investigation, they realized that the money which was paid to Alfred Agbesi Woyome, it was not even the right amount of money to be paid to him too. Also, they realized that the way in which the money was paid to Alfred Agbesi Woyome is not in line with Ghana's constitution. 3, they also realized that, Alfred Agbesi Woyome, how he even got the money in the first place, no? It's a very big question mark, and that they came to a conclusion that Alfred Agbesi Woyome actually due the state of over 51.2 million Ghana cedis. So based on that, they started a very thorough investigation to crack down and also get every money that they believe that Alfred Agbesi Woyome actually stole from Ghana and has made his own. Alfred Agbesi Woyome said that he was going to have some sort of a deal with the government of Ghana, where all the monies he was actually owing Ghana and also the state, he was going to pay them in installments. So for example, if Alfred Agbesi Woyome, it is alleged that he's owing Ghana $50 million or 50 million Ghana cedis, what he was actually going to do was that he was going to pay the money in installments. Maybe every 2 months he pay $4 million or 4 million Ghana cedis based on the amount that is speculated, so he exhausts every amount that he needs to pay. That was the deal that he went with the government of Ghana in court some time ago. But then after careful evaluation, they realized that Alfred Agbesi Woyome paid the money 1, 2, and the rest he was not paying. So based on that, they needed to drag him back to court. Now, in all of these court sessions, Alfred Agbesi Woyome said that his right was being infringed upon because Ghana have a judicial system. Ghana as a state, we have a judicial system, and this particular judicial system is our law court, and that is exactly where the case between himself and the state is going on. So based on that, he believes that whatever is going on, it is infringing on his human rights, and also it is not in the right accord, because the state will do everything possible to make sure that they will say some for the state, because the case is actually between himself and the state. So based on this, he took the case to the African Court on Human Rights and People's Rights, which we call ACHPR, and we all were just sitting back and watching how all of this will unfold. Well, yesterday or today, we saw a very, very bad outcome for him, which was another good outcome for the state, because the African Court on Human Rights and People's Rights have actually dismissed or anonymously dismissed a case which was filed by businessman Alfred Agbesi Woyome against the state, that his rights were being violated and his rights were being infringed upon. So this means that everything that the state is saying, I know previously they came out that they were going to sell all the assets, every building that Alfred Agbesi Woyome owns, every businesses that he owns, they are going to sell all of them to defray the debts, or to defray, everything and anything that he is actually owing the state. And before we even take leave of this is what he said in an earlier interview on Accra-based radio station Joy FM. He said he will cooperate if he loses the case at the African court. He also said, "I'm ready to sit down with the government and settle this." He said and stressed he has never been unwilling to pay. Debtors must eat. He paraphrased a popular local proverb. He said all of government's efforts to find his properties and sell them off will not be needed if he loses. I'll bring a payment plan, he said. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court on Thursday ordered the sale of Mr. Alfred Agbesi Woyeme's assets to defray the 47.2 million debt he owes Ghana, or he owns the state. Assets to be sold include two mansions at Trasako Estate, a house at Pehi where he resides, an office complex of Anathor Holdings, residential building at Abelinkpi, and a stone quarry site in eastern region of Ghana, including its plants and equipment. So basically, just this Thursday, the government of Ghana came, when they went to court, they actually came to a conclusion, the judges came to a conclusion that since Alfred Agbesi Woyome did not wanted to cooperate and pay the money that he is actually owing the state, they are going to sell all of his properties and his buildings and his anything that he owns. They will sell everything to get that 41.2 million Ghana cedis that he is actually owing the state. But we saw that Alfred Agbesi Woyome came and said that if he loses the case at African court, all of these things that they are saying, that they will sell his properties and everything, it will not be needed because he's actually going to sit down with government and have a payment plan. We don't know how will go on, because already, as I'm talking to you now, they've actually started processing things so that they can put the things on auction and sell them so that the state can get its money as quickly as possible. People are actually reacting to this in a very positive way, that it's high time Ghana will deal with these politicians like this, because they want to take advantage of the state. Obia beye minister, obia beye MP, obia nya position kakra wa Ghana ha. The first thing that comes into the person's mind is a Mesumiko Dibi. And usually it's very, very sad, because when so dibia, obia intimention no. Obia intimention no. Tubo sinipa ba kwa beye minister, all of a sudden or one dime beye 30. What I say, Ubun say all of a sudden will be a businessman because he or she is affiliated to a particular political party. Contract onyano. Otibinya contract grabe 3 billion Ghana cedis. Na man 40 krom ha bre. Koshe contract be na oma. Yes say wakra udi boss a free China ba na say udi boss Emma school kwala. How can you give boss to school children which will cost a contract over 9 billion Ghana cedis? Yeah, certain things like this happen in this country. We just can't think far, and it happens day in, day out. That is why Donald Trump, in most of his cases, says that Africans, we as a people, are derailed. Say, yeah, drink kwechi, because every time, each and every day, our leaders are enriching themselves. Go to UK, go to US, go to France, go to Asia. They are saving big time at those banks. Their money is just piling up each and every day. They are making so much money. And we are here, common roads. Whenever it rains here in Ghana, we see what really happened. There's no money to actually drain our drainage system and create a path so that whenever it rains, we will not have flood. There's no money to build more schools. There's no money to build more hospitals. People are dying. If you are sick and you go to the hospital, a public hospital, you are on the verge of death because the seats are already full. The hospital beds are already full. We are not expanding. It's the same Kolebu 37 and the big hospitals we know. Nobody's bringing any intuitive thing on board. This is all because of our corrupt leaders, most of whom, 90% of whom, are corrupt. Not all. Also, we've seen recently that PDS, or whatever they call themselves, they are the new ECG, actually have been giving lights of day in, day out. And it's so bad that we don't even know what to do. All of these things are going on. Instead of us to use the money to build something better for our beloved country, Ghana, we are always crying foul. And everybody's trying to amass wealth for him or herself. And the big question is, when this country goes down, everybody goes down. But will they go down? Because I believe, say, if they are making so much money for themselves and they are heaping so much money abroad, investing in businesses there, buying buildings, a whole lot of things, they never stand to lose. It's me and you in Accra, Ghana. You selling something at Accra. You working in the UK who's trying to bring something home. Me and you are the people who actually lose. It's very sad. It's very, 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 very sad. We hope something will be done, and we thank President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for actually spearheading this particular campaign to finally retrieve the 41.2 million Ghana cedis that Alfred Agbesi Woyome actually owns the state. It's high time we do what is right, and this, I believe, is in the right direction. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Please, if you are new, kindly subscribe to our channel Pinax TV to get more juicy updates right here on this channel. And also, thank you very much for watching.